Okay, welcome back everybody. And we just got done with the project. My hands are still a little painty. Um, and my fingernails are all painted over now because we just got done doing an art journal page. And I'll upload, this is the third video for today. We did kind of a art haul, little art haul from the museum in my little, what I did over the weekend. So we did a little 30-minute video of that. Then we did a couple hours of an art journal page. And now I just started another video and we're going to color another page in the Jasmine Becket-Griffith book. And it's the Fantasy Art Adventure. It's a real nice book. This is a cover on it, so you can see it's got a nice cover on it. And this is the only page I've done in here. So I do need to pull my pencils over here, though. And so I think we'll just do another page. Hopefully, we're focused in. After I maybe, find the right page or anything, we'll zoom in a little bit more. But my new little pencil case seems to be working well to focus the camera. Look, see how that just like sucked that light right to it. So this is a good little focus thing. So we'll be using that to help. See, there it went dark again. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Go. I can't leave Island once I'm. So yeah. If anybody else here wants, of course I have it. I mean, I'm a member. So. All right. So let me go ahead and flip through here and see what I'd like to do. This Egyptian girl's pretty. I want more. I want to focus more on the girl because I'm only going to have a couple hours here, and I do like to try to get as far into them as I can. And I rarely finish a full-on color book page in 2 hours. She's got her hands splashing in water. That's what it looks like, maybe. Or is that? I'm not sure. And I have not gone to look up any of these paintings. They are all paintings by her, by Jasmine. They're paintings by her, but I've not gone to purposefully go look at any of them because I'm trying not to copy hers. I'm trying to just do it however I want to, whatever I see. You'll play along, okay, Janet. Um, so I purposefully don't go look at her stuff. I mean, I follow her on Facebook, and she's got some of her stuff like here, right? Here's some of the different ones how she started them. But I haven't. I'm trying to just like do whatever, right? I'm trying not to do like how she painted hers. There's a tiger, like the owl. I'm just going to kind of flip and think and look. A pirate girl. I like her. Another pirate girl. I kind of like this because of the water and everything. I'm not sure if that's like big locks of hair. I would like to do one, an African American or a black girl, So maybe we'll do that. So let's find one that I think would work. I like the pirate girl. I mean, she could have a lot of hair going on there. They're not like braids, but I think that would be pretty too. If any of them had pretty braids, that would be awesome. Hazmat girl. Like the wolf in that one, like the wolf in this one. I'm just flipping through, just seeing which one I want to do. They're all awesome. Don't get me wrong. I'm just kind of looking at the other elements that are part of it and see what I feel like doing. Oh, that's a pretty one. The mermaid girl would be pretty. With a pretty green and turquoise tail. Or she could be pretty, she'd have a green outfit and the water could be teal, and it's not like there's not a lot going on, so we could probably finish this one. At first I thought her hair looked like her. Sally. I'm kind of going for the mermaid. I think we're going to do a mermaid. I think we're going to go with her. All right, now I'm going to keep the camera kind of zoomed out. Let me put this here because that helps with the lighting. Come on, come back to mama. Come on. Come on, lighting. There we go. Because the camera doesn't like white. Even though this is off-white, it's cream color. So we're going to go with her. So I'm going to start. We're going to go ahead. I got to get a dry palette. So this one's still wet from the one we just did. So I'm thinking, you know what? Let's go and play with some of our dilutions today. Let's do her. I'm just going to put a wash though. So I still am going to do a wash, guys, not solid. I don't want to do a solid paint because you get rid of the lines, right? So you have to really water it down. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to squirt out some water here. This is all dry except for the white, so I'm kind of keeping the water over here. And what I'm going to do is let's go ahead and start with, oops, got some water on there. I'm not sure what color I want to do the sky because I want to do the water. So I'm going to take my dilutions. That girl with the buns in her. Yeah, I'm going to do her dark skin mermaid. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and take some of the paint off of the lid here and put it over here in the water and water it down because I want it thin because I don't want to cover up the lines, right? I'll zoom in here when we get a little bit more. Now let me test that. Might be, okay, it's watery enough. I don't want it to cover up the color book lines, right? The other thing is this paper is a little thicker, so it shouldn't buckle too much with the water. But be aware, anytime you water down your color book pages, I want to keep moving because I don't want a harsh line. Anytime you water down your color book pages, you might have some buckling. Now I know there's going to be some white caps in here. I'll just go back over that with paint. I just want to get a nice wash going here. Okay. A little too much paint right there. I really wanted to keep it really watery because this paint is very dark. I'm going to make sure I need a smaller brush right in there. So we'll see how it goes. And I don't mind going off the little outline here either. Okay, so I'm going to have to get a smaller brush to get close to her body. Bye, Grammy. You have to go? Okay, yeah. Now, again, I'll show you how dark this dilutions paint is in a minute. Full strength, I mean. It's that color. And I'll probably get in here with pencils anyway. But I'm watering it down because I want it translucent because I want to see the color book lines, right? So we'll see how this goes. All right. Maybe I want it just a little darker. Oops, not that dark. Hang on. Water that down. A little darker up toward the horizon there, like that. And again, I'll do some white caps in the water. Now, I just noticed that it's starting to soak through, and I should have something behind here just as a precaution. I always tell y'all to do that, and I didn't put anything behind it. Let me grab a cardstock. Just want to put something behind her so when I start working with whatever I work with, it doesn't go through to the next page. Okay, so I'll show you, though. Let me get a piece of white paper. How dark this is normally. See how dark that is? And then here's where I got it watered down. I think my chat froze. Hang on, guys. Let me put a test in the chat. I don't hear anybody tweeting me, so I guess the chat's still. But when, you know, we got over 70 people here and I'm not seeing anybody chatting. Am I froze? Okay, there it goes. All right. Thanks. I just, you know, when you got 75 people in the room and the chat doesn't move, you can pretty much think something's wrong. Okay. Thanks, guys. So you can see the difference with full strength and then watered down. But I want to keep it watered down. All right. I want to keep it watered down so I can see the lines. Again, just so you can kind of see here. So you want to see through it. So I kept it real watery. All right, now I'm going to do the same thing. And you got to be careful with these. Jean put her dilutions in a different kind of jar because it can be tumpy. They can tump over pretty easily. All right, so now I'm going to take the lime green, and again I gotta get a different palette. Hang on, that one's all full of green. Full of blue. So let me just put some water in here. And I want to, let's see what brush I can use the brush. I'm just gonna pick up a little bit of the green and put it in here and water it down. And you don't have to use these dilutions. I mean, you see, I do everything with Americana. But since I have them sitting here and haven't really used them that much, I thought, well, you know, yeah. So now I'm going to just go over her whole body. Again, I'm going to have other shades of green on her. And I'll zoom in here shortly. But I just want to do a wash of the lime green on her body. Or on her fins and her clothes. Or, you know, the non-skin parts are going to be this green. Okay, and I'll dry it here shortly. Then we'll start on her. I got a little bit of blue on her arm there, but we'll cover it up with color pencils. Okay. Just to have a little bit of wash. Now I don't have any brown or black of this dilution, so I'll have to use my for her hair and I don't know what color I want the background yet. Could almost do orange. Or I could do it black, like night, with just a little bit of clouds. See, it's got a little bit of cloud in there, but I almost want this to be a nighttime. That would be really pretty. And then she can have dark brown hair or black. Well, then I can't do black sky because it was her hair, unless I glowed her. I could put a glow around her, and then that would be fine as far as the hair, because I don't want her hair to get lost in the sky, you know. Yeah, her scales. Yeah, her scaly parts. So, but I wouldn't mind like a pretty yellow moon and a black night. Have it be night. Do you feel these paints are different from the Americana? They're smooth. Well, I don't know. Say they're smoother. Let me dry it real quick because I don't want to get pencil on here while they're wet. I think it's going to depend on the paper you put it on. This paper is going to make any paint, you're going to be able to feel a little bit of texture. But I noticed that when I put it on, like, Bristol, it's smoother. It's a little smoother. It's a little less But on this paper, I'm finding it feels pretty much the same. Because this paper is not 100%, it's not Bristol. It's not 100% smooth. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to yell at y'all because I'm trying to talk over the, I don't know that it's gonna matter either way. Now it is buckling just a little, which doesn't bother me. Again, by the time I get all the color pencil on there, you're not going to see it much. And besides, it's a one-sided page, so it doesn't matter what happens on the other side. So, yeah, like a yellow or a yellow moon, and then a glow around her, and then black. So I think I'm going to do that. So what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and just paint out those clouds because I'll put in my own clouds. So I do have yellow. So let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and just full strength the yellow because I'm not covering up anything. I'm not covering up any details. And it almost looks like the same green, but in where I'm looking at it in person, it's much more yellow. And I'll put a glow around it too. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is going to get a little bit bigger brush. Let's see. And I'm just going to cover up the little indications of clouds on behind her, and I'll put in my own. All right, so now I'm going to get black. Where's that other? Let me just squeeze out a little bit more black on this other palette because that I've used is pretty dried out. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put black right up to her, but I'm going to put yellow color pencil over the black to give it a glow rather than with paint. Know what I mean, Vern? So I'm just going to do solid black, and I just want to kind of keep a little indication of some of those little hairs that are kind of coming out from her, but I'll just put my own little swirly hair blowing in the breeze. Okay. And then I can get in there with color pencil. But the thing about having the black paint right along her hair, if I just did with color pencil, remember I've shown y'all before how color pencil going over color pencil, you can't, it won't work. Well, actually, that doesn't make any sense. I'll have to show you what I mean. To put a yellow glow around her head has to have paint under it, unless I just went on the white, But if I just tried to do this black with color pencil and then tried to put a yellow glow on top of the black pencil, it's not going to work. So I'll do you a little sample here in a minute. Let me just go ahead and again, I'm not necessarily, see, I'm not trying to stay right in line there. Eventually I'll probably tear these out, and when I photograph them, I'll crop it so that it's perfectly smooth anyway. Just doesn't bother me to go like off the little border that's on there. Okay. If I ever cut it out, I'll cut it along that edge anyway. And the same thing, I'm going to want to put a glow around the moon. Dede, that moon could be oh, brother. No more cinnamon rolls, Terry. So I'm just putting solid black, not a wash. And I'll paint my own clouds over that. So there's still some like clouds going on. Okay, I need a little bit more black paint. But I'll give you a sample of what I'm talking about in a second with the color pencil. All right. I'll get in there with color pencil though, like right up against her face. All right, so what I'm trying to say here is, let me give you a sample. I've shown this all the time. Let me just go ahead and do a little piece of black here, paint, right? Okay, let's move all this out of the way. And let me get a black pencil. And I'm going to, I don't want to bear down on here. So I'm just going to bear down real hard if I had this solid black, okay, like if that's pencil, okay? So if I had colored this really dark black background with pencil instead of paint, now let me dry this paint and I'll show you what happens. Make sure it's dry. All right, so now I'm going to take, I'm going to do yellow, but I'm going to show you with white. All right, so here is the black Prismacolor. Here's the black paint. Okay, if I had just put black pencil all around her and wanted a glow around her, look, no matter how hard I press, I'm not getting any white on that. This is not going to go white, right? See, no white. It's not going to go white. But, let me clean this off. Watch what happens when I take a white pencil over paint. This is why you use paint. Okay, I can get white or yellow with pencil. You can't do that over the top of pencil. Pencil, paint. Okay. So when I want to go to put a glow around her or around the moon, I can go over the top of the color pencil, of the paint. See? Okay. Now, I'll probably put paint for the clouds. Do I have any white? No. Let's see. Put out a little bit of white paint and a little bit of a brown. Let me clean this brush. So they had some white clouds like coming in from the outside. So now I can take white paint. Okay, you can put white paint, but to get that soft, glowy, like with a pencil, you can't go over black paint. Black color pencil. All right, so what I'm going to do now, though, is I'm just going to do my own little clouds here. Might put a couple coming right across the moon there. Have heard you say that before, but it's a great reminder. Yeah. And I'm just kind of scruffing in some clouds. Kind of blend them out a little bit with my finger. Or you could do that with a baby wipe. Get some real far away ones there. I'm going to leave that. I think I might even put some stars up there. Okay, so there's my Posca. And again, you could splatter some stars. I'm just going to go in here with the Posca. Make a few larger ones, a few smaller ones. You don't have to do the background first. I just wanted to. Okay, so now the sky's pretty much done. Let me hit it with the heat gun, just make sure I'm not smearing any paint or anything. Alright, so what I want to do though is let me go ahead and get a yellow and put a little bit of a yellow glow, maybe even a little bit more yellow around the moon. Let's see, here we go. I have to get over in my here. Let's see. So I'm going to go just a little bit of yellow. You probably even won't be able to see it on camera, but it's just got a little bit more yellow over the top of the white. And that's what I want to do on her, around her head. But you know what? I think I'm going to do the same thing. I think I'm going to go ahead and put put the white and then put the yellow on top, because the yellow will be brighter if I have white under it. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of white and then put yellow over it. Because if I just put yellow, it won't be as bright. And that'll separate her because she's going to have very, very dark brown hair. Now I'll go over it with the yellow. So she'll have a yellow glow. And kind of fade it out gently. So like she's moonlit from the back. Your Posca pen blobs? Oh, I'm sorry. I haven't, now maybe did you shake it too much? You might have shaken it too much. Or you just might have got a bad one. I don't know. I've only got two, and I don't have any problem with either one, but okay. And I might put a few little white hairs here to color over, and then have the little glow around it a little bit. So just so you can kind of see. It's going to be hard to see till her hair is dark. And I might have to add a little bit more. But we'll see. All right, so now I want some dark brown hair. Let's see if this dark brown is still, if I can get any dark brown left out of this from earlier. Yeah, see, I just had to, it's kind of has skin over the top of it. All right, so what I want to do is I want to wash. I want to add a little water to it because I want it kind of washed down, because I want to see the lines and I want to add my own highlights and my own darks. So I'm going to just put dark brown wash down to start, because we can always darken it and lighten it. But having the paint gives you something for the color pencil to work on top of. because the hair is going to be very dark. But I don't want it completely, I don't want all the color book lines completely disappearing on me yet. I want to kind of follow along. And we're going to clean it all up nice and pretty with color pencil, but she's got some dark hair going on. Again, that's just a wash. But you can't be scrubbing in on these color books with water. It's best just to, you want to dry it. If you want it darker, you want to dry it and then put another layer. Don't be trying to get it like lots and lots of layers like this is watercolor paper or something, because you're going to pill the paper or just go right through the paper. So you don't want to be like lots of scrubbing on it. Just keep it light, and then if you want it darker, then dry it and add some more. I'm gonna do my shading and highlighting with color pencil. Okay. All right. So there we go. So let me go ahead and dry this. If you have any questions, put them in caps. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in. So I have to readjust my camera a second, guys, but I want y'all to be able to see. So let me go ahead and zoom in. That should do it. It's free autofocus. I got to get the light back up a little. Okay, let's get it to focus. Come on. Come on, focus. Focus. Come on, guys. Sure. Is that pretty good? That looks pretty good. Excuse the painty nails. That was from the other episode. Okay, so now I just got to remember to slide it up and down so that you can make some room here. Better? Okay. All right, so now let me move some of my paints out of the way. Alright, so now I want to get my dark brown and a black, and maybe a warm gray would be good. Black. Dark brown. Okay, so I have some different shades of brown to do her hair. Well, the nails are all, that's what they're supposed to look like, and that's what they look like after last part. Okay. So I'm going to, this is a warm gray, like it's not 100% black, it's like 90, I think it's 90% warm gray, just so it's not solid black. But what I want to do now is start picking out, and I do want it kind of dark around the outside because I want the glow to really shine, right? So I'm just going to start doing some hair. And I don't want to get these little hairs in her face because I still have to color her face. Technically, you should probably do the skin first, okay? So just saying, you know, I'm just doing it how I feel like it today. Alright. Because I really want that glow. And I do need the black sky behind her here colored in. And right in here a little bit too. Okay. I can, I could put some little waves in her hair if I want. I might even go back in there with some paint later. We'll see how I feel. Right now I'm just trying to get it kind of colored in. Again, I want it real dark around the glow so that the glow stands out. What do the pictures and the color, wait, I love what, oh, well thanks, Mel. I kind of make the color book pages my own because you know my saying, right? You're the boss of your color book. And I might even put a few more curls coming down her face, but I don't want to do that now because I've got to color her face, right? And I don't want to have to be fighting dark colors on the face. So I'm just going to kind of get some real shading right along the face there. Now I want to go back in there with the, this is going to be the light umber, which when I blend over the black, it's darker than it looks when I do that. So I just want to kind of blend in some of the black, and I can go back in there with some highlights, and I'll do some more glow around her head too. Just want to get it colored in for now. And I'm going over the paint. So because I'm going over the paint, I don't have to color like every little spot because it's pretty much the same color. The same color I'm using now. So I'm just going to play with the color till I get it like I want. I'm probably going to go back in here with some black paint. Doing some little swirly bits. And again, the glow separates her head from the night sky. All right, so just kind of going in here, there, here and there. All right. So I think I am going to go in there with some black paint. Let me get a dry brush. Let's play a little. Let's play. Let's see. I want a small brush. And I think, do I have some black? Where's my black? I have some black out here. I get some black. And I can highlight it with some pretty blue if I need to. All right, so I'm just going to kind of, I should zoom in some more. But what I want to do is kind of just like make the hair like a little textured. Can you see that? Maybe I need to zoom in more. Okay, hang on. Hang on. Let me answer the phone, Hubster. Hey, I'm still streaming. Thank you. Hubster's checking in with the girls, and some mail has been done. Some mail has been. I still got more to go out this week. Okay, let me zoom in some more. Hang on. If I zoom in too much, I don't want to pixelate either. Where's my thing? Where's my... Uh-oh, went away. Hang on, guys. Let's get it focused here. How's that? Let's see. Okay, that's pretty good. That was pretty good. All right, so back to, I'm going to add the black. And I just want to make it kind of textury. But the brown underneath gives me like a base. Okay, Mel, thanks. I hope y'all can see. Kind of like a little bit, it could be braided. I didn't really intend for it to be braided. I just wanted it kind of, kind of a little like, textury. I'm sure the girls have a name for that. I don't want to say it's fluffy, but it's kind of textury, And I'm putting it on top of the brown so that you still have some, you can see it, right? To send, if you want to send something to somebody else, guys, y'all need to get in contact with that person. Okay, I can't do that. You'll have to get in contact with Tracy. Okay. Can you do that, Mel? Because y'all know I don't give out addresses. I'll put a little bit of moon glow highlights in her hair too. The hair looks wavy? Good. Okay. I'm working at it. I'm working it. All right, so now I want to get a little bit, I don't know if I got any of the blue left in there for some highlights. That was amazing. Okay, good. Thank you, guys. Thanks, Mel G. All right, so now I'm just going to kind of touch a little bit here and there with some blue. Now, it probably won't show up very much to you, but it does define some of the curls, right? It just kind of gives it a wave or a braid, or maybe a little of both, Just a little, just to give it a little more oomph. A little more oomph in there. Can y'all see it? I hope. You like the hair, Carrie? Good. So you can just see a little bit of the blue, just gives it a little bit of a highlight. Because you don't want to put gray. You don't want to make it, she has black hair. So you just want a little bit of a shine. Like a little bit of, you know, like her hair's highlighted. Or shine. You can see it like, not just flat black. You're doing a great job on the hair. Thanks, guys. There's very, very little paint on my brush. Very little paint on the brush. Okay. Just kind of taking my time. Now, if you want to send her something, if you want to send Tracy something, just email me, tell me what, and I'll message her and tell her to get with you and give you her address. For one thing, it's going to be cheaper rather than trying to mail something 2 different places, you know? If you mail it to me and then you have to give me money to mail it, then it's, it's just cheaper if you just mail it yourself, right? Can y'all see the little bit of definition that that's giving? I hope. Hair's pretty, and you can do yours too. Iffy. Oh my gosh, you girls crack me up. All right, I'm almost out of that blue. I just need a tiny bit more because I want to carry the curls out, and I don't have even a drop left now. I think that was Mel. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Just yeah, I will get you her ad or get with her. Tell me which Tracy. Is it Tracy UK? Tell me which Tracy and we'll get with her so you can mail it to her. Yeah. Thanks, Carrie. I only catch, I don't catch every single word of the chat, so bear with me. I think I'm going to put a little bit more curls coming out into the night sky. You can take as much time to do this as you want, but usually when I take my time, we run out of time. We'll run out of time. What do y'all think? How's that look? Okay. All right. So I think I'm going to take my white and go a little bit over the yellow just to brighten up the yellow. Just a little bit around her hair here. Just kind of carry that glow just a little further out. Tracy UK, she sent me her address already. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. I guess that's all taken care of. Thanks, Mel. The update. Hey, girls. All right. Just carrying I'm barely touching, barely pushing on but because it's got the black paint, right, is how that works. So you can just barely touch the black paint and you're going to get that little halo bit going. Very lightly, very lightly. Maybe just a little bit more around the moon, just a little. I'm kind of keeping those kind of lines so it looks kind of like, that's kind of how that you see it when the moon glows, almost like has lines around it like that. Okay. So what do y'all think? You see? Maybe just a couple little, 2 or 3 little more highlights just to give it a little more oomph. Just a little bit more oomph in your hair. I've made some cards, but I want to do more before I send them to you, and I'm not a fast. Oh, you don't have to. It's no hurry. It's sweet of y'all whenever you want to send cards. I'm good for a while. I mean, I'm stocked up with the last about 3-4 batches. So we're not running out yet. Trust me, if I was running out of cards, I'd tell you. All right, there we go. I think I'm going to like her hair like that, but it does need a couple more little highlights right here on the curls. They're kind of floating out there. I don't want to get them lost in the sky. Let me go in here with the black and kind of in between the clouds and the glow there. I don't want to lose her little curls that are kind of floating out there. Something like that. All right, let's go ahead and start. Let's go ahead and start on her eyes. Okay, now she does have some weird kind of pupils. She has like 4 layers of pupil. How do I do this one? All right, let's see. Let's go ahead and do the black with it. Put a highlight in her pupil so we can keep her eyes looking alive, right? And let's just put a, where's my Posca? Put a little highlight so she looks. Because I know she has different kinds of shades of brown. Do I want, I remember last time I didn't want to do that line. Remember I had to white out the, if y'all remember, I whited out this line under the eye because it was too much lines. So I got to kind of remember how to get rid of that line. All right, so let's go ahead and do the dark brown. Hope y'all can kind of see. Trying to get in the pupils there. Can y'all see good enough? Well enough? And a little bit of shade on the other side there. And then I want kind of a lighter brown or a sienna sort of color. I don't want to get purple either. I think that, let me check this color. The sienna can look purple. Yeah, that's purple. Oh, here we go. Okay. Okay, where's my blue? blue-gray shade. Because remember, I don't care for that line under the eye, but I might be kind of stuck with it in this case. Just go with it. Put a little shadow. Go back to the brown. And I just need a little bit of a peach color of that line. Not looking at chat, guys. Might have to get the Posca pen out again to get rid of that line. I don't like that black line under the eye. It just doesn't look natural to me. Where's my Posca? So I'm going to take it out. Because it's a shadow there, which I'll put back in as soon as this dries. But I don't want it a black line under the eye. So I'm going to let that dry, and then I'll shade it with some peach. They'll look very depressed before I work on them. All right, let me dry the Posca right there, because I can't go over it with pencil with it wet. I hope you're able to see. Am I close enough where you're able to see anything? Janet, are you still following along? I don't know if you're able to see. Am I close enough in? I can try to zoom in a little bit more, but so I'm just shading a little bit more. Now let me go back with the dark brown. And back with the black in the pupils. And I'm going to darken her eyelashes with black after I do the skin. And I am going to do like well, I shouldn't do that yet because I got to do her skin. I don't want to be messing with the. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit of color in the eye. Now let me sharpen my white. Let me sharpen her. I'm trying, it's, well, I gotta say though, Jen, you're probably trying to go fast because I am moving right along. But, so now I'm going to blend the white with the shadow, with a little bit of blue and a little bit of peach in there. So it's smooth. I'll hold it up here in a second. I don't want to lose the highlight under there. I'm working very small, guys. This is very tiny. You know? Very tiny. Let me sharpen this pencil. I am going to, like I said, I'm going to darken her eyelashes when I'm done with the skin. going to go ahead and do her lips like a sienna color. Just to start out, I'm going to shade them more. But I'm going to start shading with the sienna. Had to leave the computer. The hair's amazing. Oh, thanks, Queenie. And I'm going to do her eyebrows black too, but I got to wait till I get some of this, you know, I don't want to, if I get black on the face like that little hair right there, then when I try to color shade and blend with the browns, then I'm going to be smearing it, right? All right, so now let's see here. Let's see how I want to shade her. So I'm just going to start with the sienna. I'm just going to have... And again, after I do the eyes, I'll go back over the eyelashes. And I'm not looking at how she shades her faces. I'm just doing it how I want to, right? Just FYI. So I'm just going to start getting a nice sienna coat of sienna on her. This will be the mid-tone. Just want to take my time. Very lightly. Very, very light coat. Lots of light layers rather than bearing down and getting too much. Let me go ahead and put, let me get a nice magenta or a black cherry to do her lips so I don't lose the little chin indent. And I can take just a touch of white Posca, just a dot, just to give her a little lip highlight. Tiniest bit. Tiniest bit. Okay, back to the sienna. Very lightly. You'll see how lightly I'm pushing on this? Just shading a little at a time. I think I'm going to take my magenta again, or the black cherry, and put a little bit of color in her cheeks. That's the dark browns. Yeah. I just want to put a little bit on her cheeks, and then when I go over it with a little bit different color, it'll stand out a little bit as some blush like. Probably won't be able to see much right now. but there's just a little bit of kind of a purpley color there that'll blend out when I darken, when I smooth out the skin. All right. Okay, so I'll get back up here. Just take my time, take my time. Just slowly blending. Very lightly. And this is the part usually that takes so long that, the nice soft blending that, people get, oh, yawn, yawn. I'm tired of watching you blend skin. But it does take a while, guys. It just does. Because you just don't push hard at all. You just have to do such light touches. Even with darker skin, you still have to, you want to blend it in. It's not one solid color. This is just like my base coat, right? I just don't like to rush. I like it to be very blendy. There's been a few times where I've rushed doing skin and I wasn't happy later. I think it's best if I can't finish it in a couple hours, just to do it off camera, right? All right, let me carry on down here. I'm going to start working around the little seaweed bodice. Just kind of almost like outlining it. Because it's all, you can't really see, but it's very, and I have to still do the seaweed too, but you see how I'm kind of just going around the seaweed? That's starting to look like Angelica. Oh, it does a little bit, doesn't it? Huh? Mel's daughter. I see you post pictures over on Facebook, or y'all, all of y'all, the whole family and everybody. All right, so now let's see. I'm going to start kind of, not pushing very hard, but I want to start defining the shapes of her body. Just kind of, so I still got to get in there on the waves too, guys. The white caps on the waves and stuff. I'm going to start blending this. I just want to kind of define where I want the shadows here. It looks very outliney right now, but I'm just trying to get some of the shadows on there where I want them. Because the arm, I can still put a glow on certain areas, but the arms are still round. I like to make sure I have that roundness to them. But we can always add, pen, or if we need a glow. We'll see how it goes. Just want to get her kind of blocked in. Okay, let me sharpen. Got my little bowl over here with the sharpener. A couple sharpeners. Will you end up doing more to the water? Yes, if we have time, Carrie. Yes, I do. I got to do all the water. And I know I'm zoomed in. Hopefully. All right, I'm going to get around her little shirt here. Seaweed shirt. And a belly button. A shadow from her tail right there. Oh, whoa, Dede, one of my favorite lessons of all time discussing the lack of shading talent, and you said, I just need to slow down. Leaves of the tree, only green, take time to look at them. Yes, you do. You have to take time to look at all the colors, especially in nature. Yeah. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is just lightly go over all her skin with the sienna. Her hand is kind of long. I mean, you know, Jasmine, don't email me. I mean, I'm just thinking like where the wrist in her hand, she has a long hand. Just, you know. So I just want to get a layer here now. Very lightly. Just want to get a layer of sienna on her. We're going to blend it all in and get rid of any harsh lines. I just want to get a base coat on her skin. She probably have a little dent like where her inside of her, right, you know, inside the arm is there. It'd probably have a little shadow there too. Okay, so I'm just going to, again, I'm just putting a nice light coat just over the whole skin real carefully, real lightly. But all the harsh lines will be gone. Maybe it's long and webbed. Oh yeah, maybe she does have a webbed hand, like for catching fish. Didn't think about that. She is a mermaid. Okay, so I'm just going to, again, just carefully put a nice light coat all over the base coat. Barely pushing on there. She'll have a highlight probably right along the top of her belly button there. Kind of like that. Maybe a little bit like, maybe you could see a little bit of her rib cage or something. Just a little bit there. Okay, so I've got a base coat. Something like that. Maybe her breast, you know, between her ribs there, maybe it'll be a little more dark there. And give her a little form, you know. Scroll my chat just froze. There we go. Okay. So now I'm going to go back in here and start just blending out the edges a little bit. We're going to go in some other browns and things, but you know, got to get a base coat on here. A little shadow right under her braid right there, for her little flowy hair. Same for under on this side, just a little bit of shadow under there that'll be a little harsher where her hair is. A little lighter on the shoulder. Yeah, we'll go back to the water here in a minute, okay? Go back and forth so you can see a little bit of everything being done. Hanging? Still hanging? Bring her waist in nice. Give her a nice shape there. Maybe a little hip bone. Okay. Know what your bundle your pencils by color, but do you bundle your skin tones together? Yeah, I usually have browns together. Yeah, neutrals, browns, neutrals. Yeah. And depending if I get real picky, I'll do all the dark neutrals and then the light neutrals in bundles, just so I can spot them easier. Okay. I don't quite, where's my little electric eraser? I want her chin not to have, like, get lost into the, let's see if I can do this. Let me clean it off. Okay, let's see. I like doing that every now and then. Got too much, didn't leave enough highlight right on her chin. So I gotta kind of, so I'm just going to keep blending, keep working. All right, let's see, let's do a little bit more on the, so now I want to take a little bit of darker. Let's take my dark brown. Let's not confuse it with the black cherry. They look exactly the same when you look at them. Look, well, that's the black. Can't hardly tell them, so you got to make sure and, all right, check. Great lesson on how you do so much. Oh, I gotta just keep remembering to stay in camera, right? All right, so now I'm gonna take the dark, no, I think I'll take black. Where's my black? To start, I'm gonna put like little individual kind of hairs on the eyebrows. Not too much, but I just wanna put a little bit of black, and then I'll go back in. And I make my eyebrows a little bit more. Is that blue? No, it's black. Now I'll go in there with the dark brown. Kind of blend that in a little. I don't want any lines. You know, she has the because it is a color book, right? She has the lines, the outline of a eyebrow. I don't want any of that line to show. So I'm kind of getting rid of the outline that a color book gives you. All right, now I'm going to go back in here with the dark brown and start doing a little bit more shading with the dark brown. And it's, again, it's going to be very subtle, guys. You got to kind of, it's very subtle. And then I'm going to go back over the eyelashes with black. So can you see me starting to shade a little bit more here and there? But because they're such light coats, I'm just able to layer and layer and layer and layer. So I'm going to get some of the darker browns. Then I'll go back over it again with sienna. Then I'll probably blend everything out with ginger root. Bye, Mel G. Thanks for being here. I know this does take quite a while, guys. This is probably the boring part for most people. Oh, the skin blending. But I'm barely touching. I mean, just such a light touch. Hey there, Angie Bell. Got a little too dark right there. Let me get my little eraser thing. Got just a little smudge too much. So nice. She doesn't have much of a chin to work with. But I mean, that's just the style of the girl that Jasmine makes. Just nice, soft, taking my time. Okay. All right, back down on the skin here. So again, I'm just slightly keeping right along the edge where the very, very darkest shadow would be. I'm going to blend it all together. Just got to do it a little at a time. I'm going to do a little on our outfit here in a minute. What time is it? We're good. We're good on time. Okay. Just some of the little areas will be really dark where the seaweed kind of like maybe lifts off of her body a little bit. This will be a shadow from her tail right there. You're not, you're not leaving? Okay, Whippy. Not talking much, am I? I guess you can just kind of see where I'm going with it. Again, I can't do much about the shape of the hand. It is the shape of the hand that's been drawn. Maybe a little bit of shadow from that curl. It's right there. Maybe a little bit of shadow away from her body right there. Okay. All right, let me go ahead now and put a little bit of like an under color on. Like we're gonna have a little bit of blue under the skin before I put the, what do you call it, ginger root. I think that's what it is. To blend with. Is this it? So hard? Yeah. Okay. All right, so I'm going to just put another blendy. This will give it a little bit, rather than just having a lot of brown, if you had just a little bit of like blue under the skin, it just makes it look a little bit more alive, you know? Even though it really gets all covered up. And this is a slate blue, I think. Yeah, slate blue. Just to give it a little bit more darkness without getting too brown. It'll give it a little bit more life. I don't even know if you can tell. But it gives it a little bit more life than just a bunch of all browns. So that when I go back over it, and see, I'm keeping a little bit of a highlight over the eyebrow too. Just putting a nice little light coat in some areas. So when I blend it all in, it's got a little bit more depth. Can y'all see that? Just gives it a little bit more depth and solid. And you could spend lots, I mean, you know, it's a color book page. I don't normally spend, you know, a lot of time, this much time on color book pages unless I'm doing them for you guys. Oh, I needed some dark brown right in those areas of her seaweed bodice. I was doing that earlier. I'll do the seaweed bodice next. Top, or whatever you want to call it. Because I want some nice darks in there. Y'all still with me? Just right along the edges. Right along the edges there. Y'all crack-a-lacking, or I'm crack-a-lacking. Getting moving. Moving. Keep those wagons rolling. Can y'all see? See how it gives it a little bit of depth? And again, I usually don't spend, you know, an absorbent amount of time on color books. But when I'm doing skin, it's like I'm doing a portrait. You know, it's like I can't help it. I can't help but not do skin the best I can, even though it's taking a little longer than I want to, but I want to do her well. So I'm just kind of going along the edges of where I've shaded the mid-tone brown, just to add a little bit more depth. Okay. Now, let me go and start blending this in a little bit. We still focused? Got a little out of focus, didn't it? How we doing? Is that okay? Can y'all still think it's in focus enough? All right, so now I'm going to take, it's called ginger root. And I'm going to start blending in. And I'm just going to kind of go over everything to kind of blend. I'm barely pushing, guys. Don't be bearing down and smashing it down. You don't want a big pencil line. You just want to kind of start blending it in real carefully. Very light touch. You don't want to lose all that you just did. Let me go ahead and go around the eyes. Once I go around the eyes, I can go ahead and put her eyelashes back over it. Just barely touching, just very light. Can you see the difference there? And I think I might even put her a little bit more rosy cheeks, a little bit more blush on her here in a minute. I'm barely touching, barely. I can't stress that enough. I mean, I know I say it over and over and over, but it really is important not to bear down. You got to just take your time. Now I got to be careful not to be, touching her eyebrows because I've already done those, right? So you got to be careful not to smear the eyebrows. And this ginger root will, like, it knocks back that blue, slate blue I put on, and you just really don't even see it anymore. It just gives it a little bit of more depth under there, under the skin. Don't want to get any smudgies. Okay, now I'm going to take the black, make sure, and then go back over her eyelashes and pop them back out. Because I've been going over and over everything with the brown, and now I want those eyelashes to pop back out. So if you can see the difference between the two sides. And then I can also put some more little curls in her face when I get done with the skin. maybe like right along her face there. Maybe we'll just have a couple little, I'm just going to put a couple little curls of my own making. A couple coming down from the bangs. That. Darken up a couple areas right along her face. Okay, she needs a little darker under her lip. Blend that in with the cherry. That's the dark brown. Stop scrolling. All right, go back to my black cherry. I want a little bit more color in her cheeks. Okay, go back to the ginger root, make sure the tip is cleaned off, and just kind of blend in her little blush. I'm picking up different shades of brown. I want to make sure I'm keeping the light color cleaned. I'm coming over here and just scraping this off. As I blend in like this, I just kind of clean the tip off over here. Okay, how are we doing in lighting? All right, so I'm just going to keep going with the ginger root to smooth out all the layers. And then we'll do our little outfit. Try to get some of those little scales, you know, the little... I'm just coming over here and cleaning off the pencil. So I hope you can see how that's the ginger root is blending all the colors together. I'm still light, it's very light. I'm not bearing down. Okay, I'm just kind of rolling the colors together like that. So can you see the difference between this arm and that arm? We could even just get maybe just a little darker in the shadows here. And I'm able to do all these layers because they're so light. The layers are so light, that's why I'm able to keep adding more and more. Just finished a portrait of Prince Ultra. Oh, okay. Look forward to seeing it in a little bit, Angie Bell. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Hi Eileen, I didn't even see you pop in. You're up there in the nosebleed section. Good to see you. I was talking about you earlier, but now I can't remember what we were talking about. But you see how I left all those areas real light like that? So now when I go over them and blend in the darker areas, she still looks like she's got form to her. It's not just a flat brown. You know what I mean, Vern? You got to, even on dark skin, you have to have light areas. See, you have to keep those light areas, otherwise they just go flat. And I'm just over here constantly cleaning off the pencil. So when you do dark skin, you still have to have light areas, you know? You've been here since 11. I didn't even. I'm sorry, Eileen. That shows you how much I'm into the projects, right? I can see I need to go a little bit more in blending in the fingers in there. Here in a minute. Let's go ahead and do our stomach. Again, very lightly blending. Light touch. Can go back in there with more darks if we need to. But look, see how, if you can see how it blends? I hope. But I know I keep saying it's a light touch, it's a light touch, it's a light touch. But if you don't do a light touch, you're going to get, it's going to just wax bloom on you and you can't get any more layers on top of it. Oh, you're welcome, Iffy. Yay. Hubster sent some more out today, and I've got some more for him to send out Thursday or Friday. I got thrown off a little bit this week because my Friday mail he mails out, he was off on Friday, so we had errands to do, and he had to renew his license and other things. So it kind of threw my mailing off a little bit. I got a couple more things to send out. So just keep going over here and cleaning off the... I want her to have some shape to her stomach. Light pressure. Okay, it's getting there. I'm going to want some dark brown again, like under, shadowing her little bodice and things, but we'll get back in there with that after we get some green on her seaweed costume or outfit. So what do y'all think so far? A little bit more shadow over here, where her tail would be blocking any light right there. Probably a little darker down in there. She's a beauty, yeah. I wanted her to be very, very pretty. I'm trying to take my time, but still get her done in 2 hours. I still have another hour. What time is it? What, 2? I gotta get done before, I gotta go make my big salad before Jean comes on at 4. Jean, you still here? I don't know if Jean's still here. Jean, if Jean's still here, you still coming on at 4, Jean? Because I gotta go make my big salad for dinner before Miss Jean comes on. All right, let's see. I want a little bit more dark around the eyelid, just a little bit more right in the corner of the eye. Just bring that out just a little. Maybe a little bit around her nose. Give her a little bit more depth, you know. Right on the bottom of her lip. A little bit more on the sides of her face over here. Maybe a little shadow from her hair. Maybe away from her face and giving her a little bit more shadow. You know, like that. Just a nice little shadow where her little curls are casting a shadow on her face. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and get some other stuff done. Okay, so I'm going to want some dark turquoise under the waves and then some white on the waves. But I think let's just get a little bit of her scales and stuff done. But I really do want to get some more done on the back. Okay, I can see, where's my yellow? I can see I need a little bit more blending on the halo. Or the glow, rather. See right there, so you can see a line? I don't want to be able to see a line. Okay. All right, now I gotta decide, what do I want to do the mermaid outfit in? I think, I was thinking maybe some neo colors. Neo colors and markers? Because I'm not varnishing this, right? I'm not varnishing it. So let's go ahead, because I've got so many shades in my neo color, which are the Caran d'Ache water soluble. Remember, neo color 2, water soluble. If you get neo color 1, there's no water. You can't put any water on that. All right, so just to make it fun, let me get a water brush here with some water in it. That's a good one. You like the skin? Thank you, Ippy. All right, let's look at the greens. I want a little bit of turquoise. I need a little tester paper. Let me see what color that is. That's a pretty turquoise. I don't want to get it too much like the background though, right? So I'm not going to go with that one. Let's test this one. Again, it's too much like the blue. I need more green than blue. Let's test this one, but I'm looking for something dark. It's still a little too... I'm going to test them all till I find a green. Let me see. See, I want it to be more of an olive color, I think. Ah, here we go. Now we're cooking. Now it's still. They all look so turquoise for what I want. Maybe we won't go with neo colors then. They're all so blue. Even the greenest green is blue. See what I'm saying? That's the green, darkest green I have, and it's looking blue. Not happy with that. Did I test this one? Okay, there we go. Now there we go. That's a little bit greener. See, I don't know if y'all can see on camera. That's a little greener. Okay, we're going to go with that. Because really what I want to do is see how they have little scales. And I'll probably go back and forth between these and pencils. What I'm trying to do, though, is have an area where the scales are going to be... I'm going to individually put the scales, but they're kind of like a shadow behind them. So I just kind of want a bit of a wash over the scales, but I don't want to lose this lime green totally. So I just want a bit of a wash where I can now go over that wash with color pencil, but make sure it's dry. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. I'm just pulling off some color. Now remember, I can't, if I start getting it saturated, I'm going to need to dry it before I keep layering it up, because you're going to start peeling the paper. All right, so just want a little bit here, because I wanted that splotchy look. Yeah, this is dark green. I know the camera changes the colors, guys. It does change, and that's why I always make sure and try to take a picture for you, because it does change under the camera. Okay, so I want darker under here. Actually, I think that might be part of the ocean. That's part of the ocean. That little hole right there. So I'm going to go back in there with some blue. Okay, so that's all I really want. Just like that. For the splotchiness effect. All right, let me clean my little brush off. I always clean them off on Kleenexes because the Kleenexes pull the color off really well. All right, so let's see now. Let's get this out of the way a minute. Okay, let me dry this. Let's dry it. Oh, Janet, did you miss something? I'm sorry, I don't know what. I don't know how long you've been not looking. All right, so now I want to go back with a little bit of the, I still got, see how it's still watery there? I still have some water left from, get a different brush though. The watery blue. This right in here is supposed to be the ocean. Her tail is curling over. Whoa, sorry. Like that. See? And I want this to be a little darker back here. I'll go back in there. Okay, see now I got the neo colors on there. So I've got to take that off because the neo color. All right, let me dry it because I'm going to start peeling if I'm not careful. Okay. I know it doesn't look green, but it's an olive green. It's hard to tell, I know, but I'm going to go over it with some pencil here in a minute. All right, so now I'm going to go back in here and kind of fill in some of the darker areas of the water, because I'm going to go over it, the white caps, you know, with where the foam is, with white. But I just want to kind of give it a little bit more, some darks under there. Can you there we go, you can see that. And again, I'm going to probably be a little bit on the rushy side here. But and then as this layer dries, I can add another, let's try to stay under frame. I can add another layer of darker teal. But right now I'm just trying to layer it up. Because it'll start tearing your paper if you get it too soppy wet. Right? All right, so there's a little bit more, another layer. See how it's going to start having the shapes of the water there? I'm at my I'm as far as north as I can go with as zoomed in as I am. So I'm just going to keep, I'm going to add a little bit more here. Okay, now let me dry this. I probably need to move out pretty soon, back out. I mean, I zoomed in so that you can see the skin. But now I'm probably out of frame half the time. All right, so let me go ahead and back out a little, guys. Let me readjust here. Refocus. I won't go too far, but I mean, where's my little focus thing here? Okay. I don't know. It's hard to tell, guys. I do my best with the focus when I'm zooming. All right. Hey, Vicky. All right, back to the water now. So let me just go ahead and I think I'll just get some white paint. That'll probably be quicker. So let me get some white paint and a little brush. My water's dirty. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I want to just kind of go in here and find the white caps. I still got to do her outfit. I mean, I know, but I'm going to do the... It gets rid of the black line. The color book by using the paint, right? And then after I do this, I can shade a little bit under each one. But this just gets rid of the black color book lines. Not that you have to, I just want to. That's the advantage of using some paint on your books. Because you're the boss of your color book. Alright, so let's just get in here with some white caps. And I could get some of the sharper ones, like sharpen up with the Posca pen, or you could use a gel pen, or a smaller brush. I should just get in here with a smaller brush, but taking a couple of coats to get over some of those black. But again, I'm going to get in there with the Posca pen. For some detail. I'm not being real careful. I'm not necessarily following exactly on the line. Just making sure I'm covering up. Okay, let's go back here in the back. Okay. I'm going to dry that before I put another layer. And it's darker than it looks on camera, guys. I don't know. See how there's more how. If I darken it though, I lose everything. I mean, I've darkened it. All right, let me dry it. We're going to keep pressing on here. Almost done. Do the rock. Do the rock one of these days. I guess I could. Okay. Now I want to get a blue, a turquoisey color on maybe this one. I kind of like peacock green. What color is this one? I don't want true green. I don't like peacock green. This is it. True blue. No, I don't want that. This is it. Aquamarine. That might work. Okay. Oops. Alright, so now I want to just get some darker areas in the water. Under some of those white caps. It's going to make her skin nice and bronzy when The turquoise is up next to it. Now I am pushing down a little harder here, I gotta say, because I'm rushing. But wherever you want to blend anything out though, like I can push a little harder right there, but if I want to blend it out, I've got to go softer so it'll pull down, right? Because I'm going to want to put another layer right there. So, like where's my light? This one might be too green. That's too green. Ugh. A lighter teal color. Kind of blend those together. But you can see this will take a little bit of time too, right? So I just want under the white caps, and then pulling it down with a little bit of the lighter. Let's get along that horizon up there. And then I want to get her outfit done. But I hope y'all have been enjoying this. I've been enjoying this one. So can you see how I got under the white caps with the darker and then pulling it down a little with the tealy color. And really I could probably go another layer of white. Like right, a little bit of foamy stuff right over the top. Can y'all see that? I hope. I'm just going back and forth, the lighter to the darker teal. Got to be kind of careful around her tail and her body here. Okay, I'm getting a little out of wind now, but I'm determined to finish. Does it look like crashing waves? You should get the tattoo coloring book. I do have a tattoo coloring book. I don't know if it's that one, but I do have one. All right, so there we go. So you can see the difference there to there, right? All right, let's keep moving along here because I still want to get her outfit done. Oh. You're out of wind. Yeah, I need more coffee, and I haven't eaten yet either. Now it's almost time for dinner, so I might as well just wait for my big salad. Oh wait, what time is? Okay, I got time. I got to put in some baked potatoes too. Put in some baked potatoes, salad, and some leftover chicken. I got to get that done before 4 o'clock because that's when Jean comes on, and I like to at least watch the first hour of the musical Scrapper. Music Scrap, I think, is what it is on Ustream. I think she ran out of letters or something when she first signed up. All right, let's see. Let's go this way with this one, this way with this one. There we go. And again, I'm not following nothing really on the what the color book lines were. Kind of just went my own way, but there, it's the base. It's the same thing. You could follow her exact lines if you want. But obviously, we're running out of time. Oh, I need a line there from that underpage. And then I'm going to go back in here with the white and cap them a little better. And we'll do her outfit. I think we can finish in the next few minutes. Thanks everybody for hanging out all day. I love watching long streams when I'm working, and I go out of my way to look for them. All right. Now, what I want to do is just take my white brush, my brush that I'm using for the white, and I just want to go back over. I just want to tap on a little bit of extra and drag a little, just a little tap and a little bit of just kind of brightens it up just a little. You may not be able to see that. Kind of pull a little bit more wave action. A little foamy, a little less defined. Love hanging out. Oh, thanks, Juju. I like hanging out with you guys too. Even though right now I'm kind of not paying too much attention to chat, so I've got to get crack-a-lack in here. So I still got to do her outfit. That's what it's called. And really, it'd be nice. I might do just a spot of it here, just because I don't think I'll have time to do it. But it would be nice to go back right under the very crest of the waves with a little bit darker. Okay. In other words, like, let me see if that's dry enough over here. Like right over on this side, maybe the peacock green. Where's that? Grass green. There's no peacock green. Yeah, peacock blue is what it's called. But like right under, as soon as the stream is done, head to Amazon to get this one. Right under each wave, see, I don't know if you can see that, but add just, and not a line, but like a little here and a little there. I'll hold it up. So I'll probably do this off camera after a while, or if I have time, I'll do it at the very, very end. But I want to get her outfit done. But if you just do a little bit like that, see how it just gives it a little bit more oomph, and you might have to blend it a little. You don't want like a sharp line, but just have a little bit darker under the caps. It gives it a little bit more oomph, see? And not, you don't have to do it like a line. You just want to go in there like under a couple areas. See how that works? Just here and there. Just kind of here and there. Just a little bit more. So I'll probably do that. See how it gives it more dimension by just going in there with a few of those? Not a line. I'm not outlining the wave. I'm just going in there with a little bit of dark here and there. See what I'm talking about? Know what I mean, Vern? And then just kind of blend that out with your color you've already got on there. And it just gives it a little bit more dimension, a little bit more depth. See? See the difference between that and this? Okay? But I'm not going to do them all now because I'll run out of time for doing her outfit. So, I already got a little bit of the wash to make it look kind of modeled like, you know, and it's greener than it looks on camera. On camera it looks very gray, but it is greener than it looks like in the camera. All right, so now let me pick some greens. So I want probably just like a grass green, a nice lime. What color is this one? Chartreuse, maybe an olive. I don't want to get too much. What's this one? Dark green. Okay, we'll just go with dark green, grass green. And you got to do it light. I mean, I don't want to try to rush this. I want it to look like little scales, right? Shade, shade, shade. Yeah. So there's the grass green, the dark green, and the chartreuse, which is a lime green, you know. Hopefully these are all not going to break. All right, so I'm going to start with, let me go ahead and just go ahead and start with the dark green. And you probably can't see, but the little scales is what I just kind of did a wash over. And that's, I'm not going to do every single one, but I do want it to be some little loopy things. You don't have to do every single one, but if you do every few and do little fish scales, like, I'll hold it up here in a minute, and just do a few, it's like essence of scales, like that. Okay? Do a few along the edge too, because it is like seaweedy kind of thing. So I just want to do, and they're very tiny, so you got to kind of keep your pencil sharp. But take your time when you do this, guys. Just because I'm rushing here at the end, doesn't mean you have to do a rush when you're doing yours, okay? Same thing for under this tail here. I'm going to kind of start to do a little bit of shading under the tail, and then the little kind of bits like that. Take your time and blend. Okay. Remember, this has got a coat of paint on it. The lime green is acrylic paint, and then the darker little shadowed parts is the Neocolor. I'm just following a few little essence of scale. I'll sharpen again. There'll be a shadow under here too. And then just put the odd one here and there. So even though I am anyway, even though she may not have one exactly where I'm putting each one, she's got a little bit of line work there. And just kind of put the random one here and there. And again, right along her little shirt, have some darker ones. I'm not zoomed in very much, guys. I'll hold it up here in a second so you can see where I'm kind of doing little loopies, little U's. And just take some time to do all these little loopies. And then probably a little bit of shading right at the top of these waves, so it kind of gives her like she's like sitting in the water, a little bit extra darkness around where the water's like touching her body. Doesn't have to be like a line, just some areas. Thanks, Terry. I'll zoom completely out in a minute and then hold it up to the camera, and you'll be able to see it a little better color-wise and all. It just got a little dark again. You know, the light changes in here, and essence of scales is what I'm heading for here. Just going to have a little bit more of a shadow here where her tail is. I'm going to go in there with a couple other greens too. I'm just getting the darkest shadowed part of the scales indicated. Which, you know, this is taking a while, and I am kind of hurrying. I probably shouldn't, but gotta sharpen again. I want them to look like scales. I don't want them to start turning into some other texture. So we do gotta be a little careful. Again, I'll kind of do a little bit of seaweed around the edges. Okay, now I'm going there with the mid green. And what I'm going to do now is kind of on the side of the pencil, I'm just going to kind of go over, kind of just give it a little bit more. Let me hold this up and see if you can see. I just want to give it a little bit more of another shade of green. See, I'm just kind of going over those scales like that. Just adding another shade of green. And then I'll blend it all with the chartreuse green. Just going to have a shadow right here on that tail, right there. I'm just going to have a little bit more shadow there, right here. Okay. I need a little bit darker right in there. A little bit darker right under there too. Okay. And I'm just going to take the lime green and just kind of blend everything together. And if I lose too many of the little scale lines, I go back in there with the dark green and add those back in. And or any like dark, shadows like around under her top there, or under some of the, just to kind of add more depth under the seaweed areas. And then you can add a few extra ones back in, because all these layers, it can kind of dull down. so you can see her top. Thanks, Lynn. And we're wrapping it up here. All right, let me go back to my lime green. Start blending a little. But I think you could see where we're going. Again, don't forget more blue, like this dark blue under all the waves. Which I'll finish up that probably while I'm watching Jean, because I got to upload all these videos too. So just kind of blend it together. I do need a little bit more shading right along the edges here. And so you can see how quickly I did this, when in actuality, if you want it to look as nice as the skin, you need to take as much time with this as you did the skin. With lots of shade, lots of shades of green. But I think you can see how the nice lime green or the chartreuse is making it pop out a brighter green. Than the initial wash. You're liking the page? Thanks. I'm going to zoom out here in just a second, even though I'm not quite done. But I want you to be able to see the whole thing. And all right, guys. And actually, you know what? Should we put some glitter on her? I'm tempted to put some glitter on her outfit. Let's do it, shall we? Although I really probably shouldn't do it till I finish the water, but I think we're going to glitter her, put some glitter on her. Let me see if I got some pretty green. Yes, we're going to stickle that baby up. All right. Now I'm not going to solid. I'm just going to kind of touch it here and there, just almost like where the scales kind of are. And again, it probably won't photograph very well, but it's going to look awesome here, guys. I'm not doing it solid, I'm just here and there. And I'll zoom out and you can see it. Oh yeah, I am liking that. That is looking good, if I do say so myself. Just remember not to close your color book till the next day. Because it takes like overnight for stickles to dry. And you really can't put a heat gun to it. Just touching it here and there. Okay. That looks pretty awesome, people. Yeah, look. What do y'all think? All right, let me back completely out. Then I'll hold it up. Let me get my focus thing here. Let me get it focused back in. So I hope y'all like it. Again, I'm going to do the darker blue under all the waves. So I won't post her till I do that. But I got 2 other videos to upload anyway. But I'll take a picture. I'll finish that probably while I'm watching Jean. And then we'll take a picture of it. So I hope I think her hair turned out good. It's starting to flash out. Hang on, guys. Let me see if I can. There we go. There. Okay. I like ye. So thanks, guys, for being here. Thanks for hanging out all day long. Aw, thanks, Carrie. Thanks, everybody. Like I said, let me finish the waves, and then I'll take a picture. That won't take me too long. But we're about out of time, so I don't want to, I wanted to say bye to y'all but that's all I'm going to do to her, is I'm going to go ahead and go under each one of these waves, just here and there, to darken up under each wave, and then kind of blend it out, and then she'll be done. Any questions or anything, guys? Thanks, guys. Thanks, CB. Thanks, everybody. I'm glad y'all liked her. So I hope it inspired you to try some of these things. You don't have to go as fast as I ended up going, right? You don't have to go as fast. You can take your time. Although I did take more time on her skin, right? Like I wanted to. But can you see how that makes those waves pop out just a little bit more? Okay. Thanks, guys. All right. Well, I'm going to head on out. And I'll take a picture of her, that won't take too long. But we're running out of time. So, okay, guys. Well, I'll see you over at Jean's. I don't know if Jean's still here. Jean's might be napping. Jean needs a nap before her stream. She can stream. She naps here. Oh. You took skin and scale notes. Okay. All right, guys. We'll see you later. Bye.